Chalet Chloe project. This is the front porch, and this is the whole entry is going to be large window doors. You've got 11-foot ceilings here. You're walking into an entryway and an office. So since the last time we were here, we've had our electricians out, and they've come and done all of the pre-pour conduit and pre-wiring. Our client wanted to have one floor plug put in, so we've got that put in right here. We've also had our plumbers come out and do all of the rough-in work where all of the sinks and the toilets and all of that good stuff is going to go, so you can see that work. Thank you. The rebar, as you can tell, has been put in because trying to walk through and not, trip over yourself in the forms and playing tic-tac-toe has all been put in. And then, Doug, when is the Termamesh scheduled?
Termamesh is scheduled for tomorrow, y'all. And Termamesh always follows the conclusion of all of the penetrations in the foundation. So you don't want to do Termamesh until every single penetration is done. That means all these things that are stubbed up, they're all going to get wrapped essentially in a screen mesh. And then that screen mesh actually connects to the concrete. The concrete fills it up, and it creates a solid block around every one of these penetrations, and that prevents termites from being able to come inside your house, and that's completely non-toxic.
And that is not only non-toxic, but it's required by the City of Austin code. So
For
it's
good
something
reason.
that you've got to have in place. Good, keeps you protected, and all of those things are done in preparation for our pre-pour inspection. And once that pre-pour inspection is passed, we can pour foundations, currently scheduled for the end of the month. And so we've been making great progress here, getting all of that work done so that we can start framing early next month. The other thing that's happened since the last time we were out here is we've had all of the concrete poured in the pool. So you can see this amazing pool that basically, it's a nice deep pool, able to get all of that concrete cured. Doug, what are the steps to make sure the pool is cured and taken care of?
The bottom line with any concrete is all concrete is going to crack at some point. You just want to minimize it as much as is humanly possible. The way to do that here is by slow curing this concrete. And what that means is we took a couple of sprinklers, we attached them to a hose that comes to a hose bib that's independent of the project hose bib, and that's all on a timer, and it goes off every 6 hours for 15 minutes, shoots sprinklers up to this pool. We actually ended up with a little bit of excess water over here. Somebody messed with the timer, so got a little bit more in here than we want, so we're actually pumping that out. No big deal, but bottom line is we want to slow cure this pool to minimize any potential cracks in the shotcrete.
So next step will be framing, and so we have a list of things with our client to get ahead of and making sure that all of those decisions are finalized. One of the things that we also wanted to make sure was done ahead of the foundation pour was all of the final flooring decisions. Doug, why did we want to get ahead of flooring decisions?
Well, because we do have the opportunity to do what's called blocking out the foundation in certain areas. If you have a significant change in elevation, the heights of the floor, you can take a 2x4 material, which is 1.5 inches, and you can actually add that to the foundation forms and block out an entire section, essentially lowering the elevation of a select area so that you don't have to come back with an excessive amount of floor float later on, which can be both costly and labor intensive.
Right, or for example, if the client wanted to do some big thick cement tiles in this beautiful bathroom over here, we might have to do more grinding later if we didn't know what that was to get that level of the foundation down. So we've got all of that planned out appropriately, and one of the cool things here, Doug, do you want to talk about this curb
Yeah,
list?
so guys, we got a drop shower right here, and what that means is that we're going to have a threshold that is essentially invisible. The transition is going to be seamless from the bathroom into the shower itself, and the way that you do that is you drop the foundation again with this 2x4 that's 3.5 inches lower than the rest of the foundation, and they'll finish this afterwards to this line right here. And then that allows all this plumbing to be sunk down lower. So then when you come back and backfill this with a shower pan and eventually tile, the transition will be zero.
Right.
And
But
it's
you
a
don't
really
want any-
nice,
right,
elegant
you don't
detail.
want any water to pool up, so you've got to make sure that slope is perfect and at the right angle so that you don't have water pooling up because there is no curb. So those are all things that we did in prep for foundation pour. Next is framing, so we're getting ahead of any other long lead time items like potentially any crazy plumbing fixtures, any interior door final changes. Anything else that we needed to get ahead of?
Yeah, I mentioned last time, and I'll be brief about it, but we had our HVAC design got changed on us, so we had to in turn change the webbed floor trusses for the first floor ceiling.
And the interior, the point is the client realized, hey, after kind of getting some renderings and better detail around it, she saw that, oh, I have an opportunity potentially to take this closet and make it interior closet and interior storage, which totally wanted to do, but that in turn meant we couldn't use that for HVAC. It changed the entire HVAC design, ductwork design, something that we were able to do at the time and get ahead of, but required, some more planning and some changes.
So we did it for the second time, knocked it out. We changed the trusses accordingly, got all that stuff ordered, got all the windows and doors ordered, got ahead with the framing materials. So we're all scheduled with all that stuff. The framer has been scheduled as well. So we're committed on some set dates, and now we just got to come through and see it done.
Yeah, always make sure your windows and doors are ordered as much ahead of time as you can. That's one of the things we've definitely seen a pattern of being a long lead time item. But we've got a great set of things working with the client, and all of that is rocking and rolling, and we're doing our best to make sure that everything is planned and our checklist is knocked off.
Yeah, we're doing a good job keeping momentum on this project, and the result is a lot of fun.
Yeah, so we'll see how it continues to progress and any other challenges that we face.
Adios.
Adios,
amigos.
amigos.